Thank you for listening to my presentation. As Mike said, you won't regret it. You see, there's a simple tactic Obama and the left use to multiply their political impact that many of us on the right just don't seem to get. It's so obvious you'll probably be smacking yourself after I explain it to you. Later, I'll show you how you can use it to fight back and help restore freedom to America. To understand this tactic, we need to answer a simple question. Why do Obama and the left keep winning? We all know the story. We spend years of effort and time and millions of dollars trying to fight back against the progressive left, and yet we see them gaining ground time and time again. Our candidates lose, our liberties are stolen from us, and our values slip further and further out of the mainstream. Even when we win, with Republican majorities in the House and Senate, things never really seem to change. Medicare Part D, bailouts, Patriot Act. Why? Why has the right been so ineffective at fighting back against Obama and the left? It's not the liberal media. Fox News has a larger viewing audience than all of the liberal news channels combined, and conservative talk radio dominates the AM airwaves. It's not a lack of money. With billionaires like the Kochs pouring money into right-wing political organizations and the NRA having a $400 million a year budget, there is plenty of money on our side too. And it's not a lack of morals and values. We know our positions have morality on their side. So what's the real reason we keep losing? The real problem, the real reason we keep losing to the left is that they have something we do not, and they have it in droves. The left has a grassroots army that has been trained in the best political tactics. They start at the grassroots and work their way up all the way to Washington. The left understands the importance of identifying engaged people who ideologically agree with their principles and then investing the time and resources necessary to train them to lead others and win political fights. And that's the obvious and often overlooked tactic Obama and the left have used to take over our country and impose socialism on America. The progressive movement understands that these activists must be trained, organized, and follow clear progressive leadership. The key word here is leadership, because true leadership is where the multiplication begins. For every quality leader created, new leaders will emerge. And those leaders will create even more leaders, multiplying their political impact. In a minute, I'll show you how a group of seasoned political veterans started using this tactic for liberty and how it's multiplied their political impact. But first, let's examine one of the most prominent training organizations of the left today, the New Organizing Institute. You can see that the New Organizing Institute has been identified as the Death Star of the progressive movement, the place through which all new progressive activists and leaders pass on their way to other, bigger assignments. NOI is the heart that keeps the progressive body alive and functioning, and most importantly, winning. They do this at the local, state, and national levels, and now they've even done it at the White House. After all, didn't Obama start as a community organizer at the local level in the progressive movement? The New Organizing Institute now calls him the organizer-in-chief. They are actively recruiting their next organizer-in-chief, and they say so plainly on their website. This is where we have continuously failed on the right. Our problem is not in values or principles or media coverage or money. What the right desperately needs is an army of dedicated, well-trained, organized leaders. A multiplying army of principled conservatives that know how to lead and fight and win political battles at all levels. This is where the Foundation for Applied Conservative Leadership comes in. Founded by a group of seasoned political veterans, the Foundation for Applied Conservative Leadership is exactly what the right desperately needs. The Foundation takes sincere believers in liberty and trains them how to effectively fight back against the left, multiply their political impact, and most importantly, win. By taking this often overlooked tactic from the left and using it for the cause of freedom, We are starting to see our political impact multiply. We've built the infrastructure necessary to mentor newly engaged activists and help them to actually apply our training to real-world political fights, campaigns, and organization. And it's working. This is Sean Dow. Sean is a veteran and was an Army Ranger who fought for his country and came to an important conclusion in 2008. He needed to get involved and reclaim the liberties he fought for when he served his country. In 2009, Sean attended his first Foundation for Applied Conservative Leadership training, and it changed everything he thought he knew about politics. Sean has taken his training to 29 states, winning over 70 elections and writing legislation that's ultimately been passed into law in over 15 states. He has led the fight to remove red light cameras all across the country, winning 100% of the elections involving these automatic ticketing machines he has engaged in. And he's saved taxpayers over $1 billion. Today, in addition to all his other political work, Sean serves as one of our senior instructors teaching others how to do what he has done. You see, good leaders not only fight and win political battles, but they train and engage the next generation of leadership. This is Zach Lautenschlager, a young, awkward, by his own admission, homeschooler from South Dakota. He attended his first Foundation for Applied Conservative Leadership training with his father when he was just 18 years old. They had started a small, fledgling gun rights organization years prior, without the slightest idea of how exactly to be effective. Soon after attending their first Foundation training, they hit the ground running, going from almost no members to thousands in just months. Zach began to hold politicians accountable and was so effective that they used any means they could, including frivolous FBI investigations, to try to get him to back off. It never worked, though, and Zach continued to win legislative battles by sticking to the skills he learned years ago from the Foundation for Applied Conservative Leadership. Today, Zach works full-time in politics, serving as the Director of Field Operations with the National Association for Gun Rights, where he oversees the largest pro-gun ground game in America. Through hiring and developing field staffers, Zach is actively multiplying conservative leadership. He directs state programs on a national level, organizing NAGR's state affiliates, running state lobbying efforts, and managing the state-level activities of NAGR's Political Action Committee. He has served on numerous campaigns, ranging from local races to bids for statewide office, and has had a success rate of over 80%. Zach also serves as a senior instructor and board member for the Foundation for Applied Conservative Leadership. Your contribution to the Foundation for Applied Conservative Leadership will help us to identify, train, and mentor other young conservatives so they can follow in Zach's footsteps, leading a grassroots army that can effectively fight the liberals and win. And this is just the beginning of the success we've seen. I want to take you first to Alabama. This is Matthew Sorrell. He first attended training in spring 2014. Since then, he's not only gotten himself elected to the local party committee, he's gotten his brother elected too. And they elected 3 other Liberty candidates to the state party committee. They didn't stop there. They also elected a Liberty candidate in a lean liberal district to their local county commission. And all of this has happened in just the past 6 months. The Sorrell brothers and several volunteers are in touch with our staff on a regular basis, seeking guidance on tactics and strategy, and now they're working to create a statewide activist organization. This year, they'll be attending one of our advanced 2.5-day trainings to expand their skills even more. Let me move now to South Carolina. There are some truly inspiring stories here. This is Jonathan Hill, and he's attended every level of foundation training currently available. By implementing the tactics we taught him, he successfully ran and was elected to the South Carolina House of Representatives. He's sponsoring constitutional carry legislation this session. His sister, Hannah Hill, ran his campaign. She's another foundation graduate, and she recently attended one of our advanced schools in Florida. And here's a picture of Talbert Black, a Foundation graduate, Campaign for Liberty leader, and Foundation instructor with his activists in Lexington County, South Carolina. These Foundation graduates not only defeated a sales tax hike initiative in Lexington County, they defeated these initiatives in several other counties in South Carolina this election cycle. And Foundation graduates are even using our tactics to surprising effect in solid Democratic blue states. In Delaware, of all places, the home of Joe Biden, our graduates derailed the governor's gun control package. Most impressive was their ability to sink HB 88, a mental health bill. You know these bills. They use the line that you don't want guns in the hands of crazy people, when in reality the bill is nothing more than an opportunity to take guns away from law-abiding citizens. This is normally low-hanging fruit for the left. But activists used our curriculum and tactics to go after the gun grabbers. Plus, in 2014, the crew in Delaware went toe-to-toe with the teachers' union on 4 tax hike ballot initiatives in school districts and won 3 out of the 4. And here's my last story. Have you heard about the rain tax? No kidding. The left has been trying to tax people for their driveways, saying that the runoff is ruining the environment. Our guys went into liberal Newark, Delaware, a college town filled with liberal professors who work at the University of Delaware. When the rain tax was proposed, Foundation graduates used the tactics they learned, and the proposal went down in flames. And there are so many other inspiring stories that come in from our graduates every day. After all, when your political impact is multiplied, things grow fast. Folks in Wyoming defeated a $33 million school bond proposal. In Georgia this past election cycle, they defeated a massive tax authorization public debt proposal. In Texas, they're taking down red light cameras in city after city. And today, I'm going to show you how you can be a part of this program to take back our country and restore freedom to America. When people like you contribute to the Foundation for Applied Conservative Leadership, your political impact is instantly multiplied, not merely added to the myriad of programs already operating. That means more activists become empowered with tactics that work, and more activists receive the coaching and mentoring they need to be successful on the battlefield. Your contribution will have a legacy that goes way beyond your initial involvement. Your investment will fund an ongoing coaching and mentoring program, a program that has shown proven returns with victory after victory. The Foundation for Applied Conservative Leadership is the new training arm for the right. And here are our 2015 goals. Train over 5,000 new activists. Hold 200 schools, doubling the number of schools from last year. Hold 12 advanced schools. So will you help make these 2015 goals a success? But here at the Foundation, we're very careful stewards of every dollar contributed, spending less than 5% of our revenue on fundraising. Of course, what we're doing isn't easy. Cultivating a well-trained, organized army of activists takes time, resources, and a lot of hard work. But if people like you chip in, I'm confident we can take on the left and win. By contributing to Foundation training, you will instantly multiply your political impact. And with the support of grassroots folks like you, we will take our country back. So will you make a 100% tax-deductible contribution today? Thank you in advance for your support.